Hey Blues fans, it's Nico Paula here, creator of the Blue Blog here on YouTube and on Instagram. As you can see in the background and on my television still, I have the final score of the St. Louis Blues game versus the Toronto Maple Leafs by a score of 4-1. Why don't you look at that? Terrible game. Like seriously, I could have skipped this one and just enjoyed my night. Maybe done something a little bit more productive besides watch this team, but the Blues get manhandled. Seriously, manhandled tonight. Let's waste the time. Let's get right into it, right? So, first period starts right off the bat. The Toronto Maple Leafs are looking hot. They look faster. They look stronger. They're establishing their forecheck, and the Domi, Bertuzzi, and I think it was Nick Robertson line was absolutely on fire in the first few minutes. They brought the heat, and our starting line, I think it was a Sundqvist line, was not ready for it. Luckily, though, even after that first big momentum right out the gate show from the Toronto Maple Leafs, Bennington and the Blues held on. I think the Maple Leafs recorded 7 shots at this point. They come down, they record a shot from Kapanen, and then it's just it continues to be Maple Leafs from there. It's tough to explain everything when the entire game was just in our D zone, and it was the same story all game too, where the Blues would have it, they'd either cough it up or try and break out, and the Maple Leafs had an answer in the D zone, or they had an answer in the neutral zone. Every time, if the Blues got it in the offensive zone, they would have an answer in the O zone. It's just like, the Leafs were on it tonight, absolutely on it. I felt like personally, the Blues, not their best game. They could have competed a little bit more, played with a little bit more effort and intensity, but the Leafs seriously just played a perfect game, and playing a perfect game means you're going to deserve this win. And the Toronto Maple Leafs go up 1-0 early from McMahon. Leddy loses this battle along the boards. Then directly after that, so does Shen. Shen ties him up. Nobody helps him out. McMahon finds a way out, goes off the side of the net, and then comes out in front of the net, and McMahon taps this one far side past Jordan Bennington, and it's a 1-0 game. Parayko could have got a stick on it, but I'm looking at the failed board battle from Leddy and Shen on that one. You got to be better. And for any other player, you know what, who's available, go help out. Don't be afraid to help out. I mean, Shen should have went down low and Leddy was on that side board battle. Your winger at that point right there. You're not too far. Come in and help him out. Nothing happens. No help. And Toronto Maple Leafs go up. They would shortly after score again. This one, I think, was given to William Nylander. Tough play as, Blues are in the D zone yet again. Trying to get this puck out. They don't. Willie picks up the puck, turns around, shoots, or tries to pass it. Goes off of Matthew Kessel's stick. And just flies by Jordan Bennington, who's already going over for the pass. Tough bounce. Seriously tough bounce for the Maple Leafs to go up 2-0. And for the rest of the period, it continued all Leafs. St. Louis Blues would get a power play in this period as well. Do absolutely nothing. Maybe record one shot. Nothing is happening for the St. Louis Blues. So 2-0 end of the first. Second period comes around, and the Leafs let off the gas a little, and the Blues started slowly getting back in there. They slowly started working, and then the Blay, Walker, and I forget who else. The Toropchenko line started getting in there, grinding in the second period. Toropchenko, honestly, was one of the few players who had a great game. Walker picks his puck up at the hash marks along the boards, and wrists this puppy short side. It goes off Toropchenko's shaft of a stick, and hits the back of the net. So that's a 2-1 game. St. Louis Blues are back in it. They just got to keep fighting for the second period. Maybe not score, but work hard to get some momentum to go into the third period and continue working hard to potentially tie this game. End of the second, nothing really goes down. Start of the third period, nothing. Blues are snoozing yet again. Exact same thing as the first. Leafs are working hard. They had an answer for everything yet again. Blues couldn't get anything going. Eventually McMahon, yet again, would get this puck kind of to the left of Bennington. I believe it was like a lost battle yet again. And just takes a quick shot, far side. Beautiful shot. Beautiful, accurate shot. Finds the back end net to make it 3-1, and the Blues will pull the goalie. And then they don't have it pulled for very long because McMahon goes off the boards at the end of the third and trickles into the back of the net. Some might question Krug's effort on getting back there. He could have dove. He could have got injured. And in a game where it's already 3-1, there's only a minute left. I don't blame him too much for not diving and risking his own injury. I mean, you know, we've seen stuff like that happen, diving headfirst towards a post or the boards, and big injuries happen. And I completely side with Krug for saying, hell no, I am not diving headfirst into the goal and risking an injury where I have a wife and kid at home. But it's really cool. I understand that. Blues dropped this one 4-1. Jordan Bennington. Oh, Jordan Bennington, absolutely unreal. I believe he stopped 28 of 31. That's a 903 save percentage. Not the best save percentage, but when I tell you he was contested, this guy was contested. Always guys in front. He had his work cut out for him because he was moving around in the D zone so much in his crease. Shots coming from everywhere. 2-on-1s, and I think there was 3 or 4 breakaways where Bennington went 4 for 4, didn't give up a single breakaway goal. One of those goals I wouldn't even blame on him because it was a redirect from his own defenseman that was supposed to be a pass across the ice. That's unfortunate. So, I mean, and he had a beautiful 2-on-1 save where he just went post to post pretty much and, kind of sprawled out there and made a great fucking save. Jordan Bennington is seriously one of the best goaltenders in the league. That may be a little biased, but listen, if you're not a Blues fan, you just have to watch Bennington in some of these games. Every goalie kind of have a shitler game every once in a while, but like Bennington seems to be, for the most part, always on it. There's a couple of poopy goals that are being let up, but there's also so many different aspects going into these goals against to where can you really blame him and what the team could have done around the D zone to prevent that, or in any zone to prevent any chance. But Bennington, in some of these chances where most goaltenders would give up a goal, he makes those big saves. And I promise you, he is the most worked goaltender in this league, and especially the most worked goaltender of the night because of the D-zone time the St. Louis Blues had. I mean, they cannot get control of the puck, and Bennington is just moving around in his crease, left and right and forward and back, and playing the puck and passing. He had his work cut out for him, and he played absolutely unreal. Yeah. Time to talk a little bit about the future. There's been news about Pavel Buchnevich might get traded this trade deadline. This felt like a playoff game from the Toronto Maple Leafs, and this felt like a snoozer game for the St. Louis Blues. After this, I am not sure if this St. Louis Blues team could play in a playoff game and take one. Unless Bennington plays unreal and we get a couple of bounces. But I mean, even with that, I highly doubt this team gets one. They lack intensity, they lack chemistry, they lack shooting. It's just frustrating to see all around. Seriously. So seeing Pavel Buchnevich kind of be, might be traded this trade deadline with another year left. So by the end of next season, he will be a UFA and a free agent. And I doubt he's re-signing in St. Louis. It is such a tough situation, and Buchnevich wants to win. There was that window with St. Louis. We had a couple years we were in the playoffs. Did we run into Colorado? Yes. Did Nazem Kadri intentionally injure Bennington and pretty much ruin the series for the Blues? Possibly. But we had our chance, and that window is far from closed, and we got to rebuild or retool and look towards the future on this one. I wouldn't mind playoffs, but at this point, for the sake of the team, it kind of needs to be directed to selling. So Scandella, Kapanen, Verana, Buchnevich should potentially all be traded. Players I would not like to see traded. I'd love to see Saad stick around. For $4.5 million, the way his production isn't that bad. Clearly, it's kind of an off year, and he's really on and off, which is okay. Pareko, I don't think should get traded. If you're going to trade anyone, trade either Falk, because Kessel, I felt like, has been playing great lately. From the first 10 games he played, it was all right. I mean, it was great. Late since then, it's been pretty good. I like him. Falk, I don't see a use for right now. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. I love Falk, but we need to save money and use that money elsewhere for sure. Same with Torrey Krug, but he's going to deny any movement to be traded. So nothing we can do there. Scandella, he's been playing great this season, but $3 million would be very, very nice right now. Toropchenko needs to stick around. Nathan Walker needs to stick around. Thomas and Kyrie are sticking around. Buchnevich might. I love Buch. Love him. Might have to go. I know that's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of Blues fans, but you also got to recognize that he wants to win. He's not going to win in St. Louis. He's not going to re-sign when his contract is up. And if he does re-sign, we're going to have to overpay for him. And I don't feel like overpaying. By the time his contract's up, he'll be 29 or 30 years old. It's not a smart, wise decision to do if you're Doug Armstrong. Though I don't think it's completely wise to trade him this offseason. He has not been himself this season. Not even close. No finishing touch. Fumbling pucks. He just can't find it. But, I mean, maybe a contract year next year, we could get a hefty return if he plays unreal and finds his game again. So, yeah, I don't know what else to talk about, really. But that's the game. The Blues lose this one 4-1. They get absolutely outworked and outplayed, and I don't think they're ready for playoffs. Not even close. Even after this last few stretches of games, it was impressive to see them find ways to win when they got outplayed, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they'll bounce back against the Oilers on Thursday, but it's also a tough matchup as well for the Blues. They got their work cut out for them coming up, and we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's all for me tonight. I'm going to probably play Goalienator for a little bit, and I will probably also, I don't know, chillax. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Let me know what you guys think on there. Really appreciate any feedback I get from all of you guys, especially through the DMs on Instagram. And a couple YouTube comments. There's a guy I appreciate you commenting and saying whatever you say. I forget what it is, but it's cool having interaction and stuff. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. Until Thursday, go Blues, everybody.